This is your first time in the Minneapolis, Minnesota real estate market channel. You want to know everything about living in Minneapolis, Minnesota? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My name is Trent Seymour with eXp Realty, and I get calls every single day from people just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out, as all my contact information is in the description box below. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Tonka Bay, Minnesota, and that is coming up next. So, today, we're talking about the pros and cons of Tonka Bay, Minnesota. The number one pro of living in Tonka Bay is the schools. You're in the Minnetonka School District. Niche.com gives it an A+ rating. It's very, very good. The high school is outstanding academically. It's also outstanding athletically as well. So, you're going to get a very, very well-rounded education, both academically and athletically, by going to school in the Minnetonka School District. The number two pro of living in Tonka Bay is that you've got great towns right around you. You got downtown Excelsior, which is literally 2 minutes away from Tonka Bay. You got downtown Wayzata, which is probably maybe 10 minutes away from Tonka Bay. Both towns have great restaurants and shops. There are a bunch of hedge funds headquartered in both of those towns. So it's a very, 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 very cool town. They're both on the lake. So it's really, really cool. They all have festivals during the winter and summertime. July 4th is huge. All the boats are on the lake, and they have two parks for which they fire the fireworks off. So it's a great place to live in the summertime and wintertime. The third positive of living in Tonka Bay is that you're close to a lot of great shopping. As I said, you're real close to Wayzata and Excelsior. And going back, Tonka Bay used to be a township of Excelsior, but then they broke off and they became their own town. So they're right next to each other. You're close to the Ridgedale Mall. You got the Eden Prairie Mall. You got the Southdale Mall, and you're probably 15, 20 minutes from the Mall of America. So you're close to great shopping, great eating. It's easy to get downtown to take advantage of all the athletic sports teams in town and all the museums and the Broadway shows and all that stuff. You're not too far from hitting all that stuff. The fourth positive of living in Tonka Bay is the outdoors. And outdoors should probably be number one. You're in Isthmus in the middle of Lake Minnetonka. You've got water all around you. It's phenomenal for boating. It's phenomenal for fishing. If you've got kids, tubing's huge. If you just want to cruise around the lake in a boat and look at all the huge houses, you can do that too as well. Also, utilize the lake in the wintertime with snowmobiling, ice fishing. Again, they have events during the wintertime, fundraisers on the lake. They have a golf tournament in Wayzata on the lake. It's really cool. Each hole sponsored by a local business, and you go out there and raise money for charity. It's a great event. The fifth positive of living in Tonka Bay is lake life. I mean, it's a different feel when you're out there. I mean, it's like you're living on the ocean. That's if I grew up in Connecticut on the Long Island Sound, so I know that feeling very, very well, and that's the feeling that you get when you're living in Tonka Bay. You know, you're in a different part of town. You feel like you're all by yourself. It's really, really cool. The sixth positive of living in Tonka Bay is you're close to great health care. Health Partners, which is a Fortune 500 company, is headquartered in Minneapolis, and they have their Park Nicollet satellite offices and clinics all around the Twin Cities. They've got one in Wayzata, and then you go right to the Methodist Hospital, which is probably 10 to 15 minutes probably from Tonka Bay to get to the Methodist Hospital. And then if you have major issues, you are only an hour and a half from Rochester and going to the Mayo Clinic, which is the best hospital in the world. So you have great access to all the health care that you could possibly need. The one negative of living in Tonka Bay is that it is incredibly expensive to live. The average median house price in 2003 was $1.8 million. Now, the good news is that it went down 6%, and in 2024, the average house price was $1.7 million. I'm sorry, the median price was $1.7 million. The average sales price in 2023 is almost basically $2 million. In 2024, it dropped 17% to about $1.6 million for the average house price. So it's very expensive to get into Tonka Bay to buy a house. So that would be the one negative about living there. This is my third video. Wraps up my series on Tonka Bay. I gave you one on real estate. I gave you a map video to show you where Tonka Bay is in relation to the rest of the Twin Cities. And now I've done the pros and cons of living in Tonka Bay. I also have videos on the town of Excel and Wayzata driving tours, so you can see what that is like. Take a look. And then I've got numerous videos on towns that are surrounded by the lake. I got Minnetonka, I got Wayzata, I got Deep Haven, Minnetrista, and Chanhassen. So all those towns are either on the lake or right around the lake and give you a good feel for what lake life is like on Lake Minnetonka. This is Trent Seaman from eXp Realty, Siemens Real Estate Solutions, your anchor on your voyage home.